Good morning, everyone. This is Gail with TradersHelpDesk, and I wanted to go over the Forex market for this week. And I'm actually going to start with the USD JPY. And the first thing that I would notice is that we are at an ATR here. We have formed a reversal bar. It went down and made a low and then closed right at the high, and actually closed right at the 50% mark of the previous bar. If you go down to the 720-minute bar, you see the reversal bar here. Confirmation is on this bar. Now, this is unique because it should have broken through this line of congestion dots at 110.50. Now, when the non-farm employment numbers were released, I think they actually came in better than they anticipated, and that actually caused this market movement here. You also see on the 360 we had a reversal bar and we had trend divergence on this bar. So the important thing on the USD JPY, I think this week, will be whether these ATRs hold. If they hold, then we could see a resumption of the downtrend. Otherwise, we may see it take out this ATR here. So just something to watch for this week on the USD JPY. Now, this is the USD Swiss franc, and there's a potential for this to be a bear trap here. They came down to the previous low, and this bar tells us that buyers actually stepped in. You also see over on the 720, you had a doji here. Now, this is a really nice candlestick pattern, and I would anticipate the USD Swiss franc at least going back and testing the ATR on the 720. Now, in order to do that, you're going to have to break through this line of ATRs. So that's going to be really important. The white one is the 360, the blue one is from the 720, and the red one is from the daily chart. So, and with this stochastics being overextended as well, I think we could see some upward movement on the USD Swiss franc this week. On the USD CAD, you can see that this line of congestion dots stopped price, and I think I wrote about that on the Nadex Market News site. I write for them, I think, 2 times a week. And this is where I anticipated it to go, and it did. Right now, it's at an ATR on the 720. Also have that reversal bar potentially forming over here on the daily. What I don't like about this is that the stochastics is still overextended. So this one, I think I would just give it time and see what patterns develop. Does this ATR up here hold? Does it come down and break these ATRs? These are the patterns that I'm looking for before I enter something on the USD CAD. The British pound and the euro currencies have really been volatile, and part of the reason is the Brexit deal is coming up, and anytime there's a tweet or there's an announcement, the euro and the British pound currencies are pretty much going crazy. So in this one, we did have a reversal bar that formed right here. Now we have had a reversal bar to the downside on both the daily and the 720 right here. Now, I do anticipate that the British pound will go down, but it could be very volatile. Again, it's because of the Brexit announcements that are coming up. The one thing that I am watching, we do have a reversal bar here. I want them to break this ATR and actually come down past the 1.2800 area. And will that happen? That's what I'm going to wait and see. I do think there is more move to the downside than to the upside, provided that there's no announcements on the Brexit this week. That's what's going to be the key there. Then if we go and we look at the British pound yen, I think one day last week we had a 150 pip move on it just off of a tweet that was done. And so again, you're going to have a very, very volatile session on any of the euro and the British pound currencies if announcements come out. And these are not scheduled announcements, they're just random announcements that are coming out. We do see a reversal bar here on the 720. We also see it up here on the 360 minute. Now, I would want to see it break both of these ATRs and for them to align above price. But again, I do think there's going to be more downward move versus upward move. But again, this is going to be dependent on announcements more than anything. On the Euro US dollar, you can see that it has flipped two ATRs. It is now sitting at the daily ATR. It's also at the congestion dot on the 720. I do anticipate with these reversal bars that have formed, we've got reversal bars on the daily, the 720, and the 360. I do anticipate the euro going down more. Now, again, all of the euro currencies and the British pound currencies are very volatile right now, and they are very volatile because announcements are coming out one minute. They'll say, oh, we're going to have a deal. The next minute, no, we're not going to have a deal. So it's causing quite a bit of volatility in these markets. The euro yen pretty much has the same pattern. You're at the ATR on the daily. You're also, as you can see over here, at this red ATR, which is the ATR from the daily chart. We have formed a reversal bar over here on the 360. You can see we made the isolated high there. Now, this is not a real strong reversal bar pattern, so I want to see it break this ATR. I want to see it break through this line of congestion dots and then determine whether I would actually want to go in. I'll probably wait for a retracement. Normally, if it breaks through these red ATRs, it will at least come back and test this white ATR. Now, that's going to come down with price in. By the time it breaks through this ATR, that white ATR might be down around 129. So again, waiting for that test for resistance, it to me is really important. On the euro British pound, you can see that we did break through the ATR. We do have a congestion dot down here between 88.80 and 8900. You can see that it has broken through the ATR over here as well, and on the 360. And this is showing you exactly what I would want to see on the others, where it's breaking through these ATRs, but I want to see it go back and test this white ATR, and preferably either have hidden divergence on the stochastics or the stochastics overextended, meaning that it is above 80. That to me would be an entry point. You can pretty much see that scenario over here on the 60 minute. You made lower highs, but you actually made a higher high in the stochastics with the reversal bar to the downside. That is pretty much what I want to see happen over here. Finally, we're looking at the Aussie dollar. In the Aussie dollar, you can see how these ATRs have held on this one. You can also see how it came back and tested the ATR here and then went down. To me, looking at these charts, the only thing I would be interested in would be a test of the ATR over here on the 60-minute chart or even the 360-minute chart, because we do have a stochastics that is overextended, and then I would be looking for a short position for price to go down even further as it stands right now. As for our market reports this week, we do have a couple Monday morning. On the British pound, we have the GDP month over month and the manufacturing production month over month. On Tuesday, we have the average earnings index. Then on Wednesday, on the U.S. dollar side, we have the PPI, then we have crude oil inventories. Wednesday night, we have the Aussie unemployment rate. That generally does create volatility in the market. Then on Thursday morning, we have the British pound official rate statement. They are expected to keep the rate the same, so we may not see a big move. It just depends on what comes out. Then at 7:45, we have the euro refinancing rate, and at 8:30, the press conference. Now, as most of you know, it is the press conference that generally will create the most volatility. On the USD side at 8:30, we have the CPI and the core CPI. Then on Friday morning, we have the Bank of England, Governor Carney speaking. Again, you want to watch out for this one to see if he says anything about the Brexit. And then, of course, we have at 8:30 the core retail sales and retail sales. So we may have quite a volatile week this week at certain times, especially during these market reports. So it's going to be a week that you really want to trade carefully during these times, or at least lower your risk somewhat. So instead of taking, for example, a $45 binary option, maybe you want to go to a $25 or a $30 binary option, or just not trade during those times. I hope you enjoyed the market overview, and join me Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. on Twitch TV, and I will be doing educational presentations all week, and the channel is the Crypto World News, which I'll put a link below so that you can join. I will be doing on Monday an intro to binary options, different types of binary options on Tuesday, an intro to the Forex markets on Wednesday, candlestick patterns on Thursday, and then trading Forex using binary options on Friday. I hope you will join me, and I hope you have a wonderful trading week.